Elizabeth essentially learned that her marriage may be based on drywall dust in episode 7 of season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. She ultimately consented to view Andrei's $75,000 investment property in Moldova, which he had been promoting, but instead of the perfect house, she entered a scene that seemed like it belonged in a construction horror film, complete with torn walls, collapsing ceilings, and trash everywhere. The answer was clear from Elizabeth's expression. On 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, the property reveal soon devolved into a shouting match over trust, lies, and whether their future together was as fractured as the house. By the end, Elizabeth was so through with it that she began packing her bags, stating that this level of betrayal was one remodeling project she wouldn't stick around for. On 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, the property reveal immediately devolved into an argument about trust, deception, and whether their future together was as shattered as the house. Elizabeth had had enough by the end, and she began packing her belongings, saying she wouldn't stay around for this degree of betrayal. Throughout the season, Andrei's expectations regarding his investment property in Moldova had grown. He said to cameras that they were seeing the site he had bought for $75,000, calling it a crucial component of their possible future in Moldova. Despite her worries about moving, Elizabeth was upbeat about the trip. She was still hesitant about the outside at first. Elizabeth saw the building's architecture as having potential, and Chuck proposed enhancements such as new sidewalks that might make the property better. But the inside painted a very different picture. As seen on 90 Day, they entered a construction catastrophe area with demolished walls, broken ceilings, and debris strewn everywhere when Andrei opened the door. Fiancé. And then there was joy. The area was rendered completely uninhabitable by the dust and devastation. Andrei's response to Elizabeth's worries about the property's condition was equally alarming. He rejected her concerns about the need for protective masks when touring the damaged inside, implying that Moldovan people were robust enough to tolerate the dusty environment without protection. In stark contrast to Elizabeth's dismay at learning the real state of their purported investment, he seemed unconcerned about the condition of the house. Andrei's presentation of the property's condition and its reality differed, which made one wonder if he was being truthful about other aspects of their possible relocation. Elizabeth had previously had reservations about moving to Moldova, and the visit to the site was the last straw. She considered the state of the home to be proof of Andrei's overall dishonesty. She stated that Andrei's deception constituted a major shift in his personality. Under the circumstances, Elizabeth saw no reason to stay in Moldova. She made arrangements to leave that evening with her father and their kids, changing their flight tickets. Andrei was taken aback by Elizabeth's choice to leave right away. He couldn't fathom her packing to leave with Chuck and their kids. Elizabeth was unwavering in her choice. She gave him no room to convince her otherwise, telling him that they were leaving, with or without him. Andrei was concerned about how he would tell his friends and relatives in Moldova about the situation. Elizabeth's reaction was sharp, implying that he might be able to explain it to her in the same manner that he had described the state of the property. The complete lack of trust between the couple regarding the property deception was made clear by her ultimatum to leave on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. On 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Elizabeth made it plain that their relationship had undergone irreversible changes as a result of the catastrophe. She told the cameras that she didn't know what their marriage would be like when they went back to the United States. But she was clear about one thing: life in Moldova was no longer an option. The possibility of her agreeing to move permanently had been eliminated by the property survey. Andrei had planned to begin a new life together with Elizabeth on the land, but as she got ready to leave, the couple's future was unclear. On 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, the trip to Moldova brought out significant problems with trust and communication in Elizabeth and Andrei's relationship. Elizabeth had hoped that she would be able to envision their future in Moldova, but instead, she discovered the full extent of Andrei's fabrications about their circumstances. The fact that Elizabeth chose to leave the country in such a hurry suggests that the property discovery may have caused irreparable damage to their relationship, raising serious concerns about the future of their marriage when they returned to the United States.